What do you get when you put two Minnesotans and a guy from Wisconsin together? Twist. The week in sports talk. Get ready for some sports chatter where there's sure to be laughing, arguing, and maybe even crying. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Reeves, Matt Benz, and Greg Green Bay Bauman.
Dick swanging around with Chief there. So.
Right, exactly.
Chief and I did look at each other like, do we need the gun?
Yeah, mine's will grab it. That's all right. I wouldn't have been shocked. So, yeah, here we are. Another episode.
Would you
Excited
just
to
show
be
us?
Yeah, just,
Well, no.
just in case we don't know what we look like.
I was just sharing to all of our platforms because, you know, we are live.
We are. We are a live interactive show.
Something like that.
We're live on Twist, on RTF Sports Network,
Raise
on
the flag.
Twin Cities Network.
TCN.
You can find us on iHeartRadio, on Spotify. You can find us everywhere.
The YouTube.
We do have the YouTube
We
channel.
have the YouTube. That's specifically for the Baumans.
We also have a .com.
There is a
Twist
.com.
Sports.
What is it?
TwistSportsTalk.com.
No,
Wow.
he guessed.
A little hesitant there.
He guessed. It's all right.
No, like I said, I'm about 80% sure I know what it is.
So we do have an awesome guest today, but we're going to wait on that for a little bit. We got Aaron Torres from Fox Sports. We are Fox Sports. I love it. So we've got him coming in, but we'll get right down to headlines.
Let's do it.
Get a little buffer. So a lot going on this week. We'll start out with Antonio Brown.
AB
84. NFL gives Antonio Brown an 8-game suspension for violating personal conduct policy. Brown has been the subject of the NFL investigation following an accusation of sexual misconduct at his home by an artist who was working there in 2017. He also pled no contest in June to felony burglary with battery charge and 2 lesser misdemeanor charges related to a January incident with a moving truck company outside of his home in Hollywood, Florida.
Wow. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
We're going to get to Aaron Torres.
Why not?
Let's fucking do it.
That's
Bring
fine.
it.
We're going to bring him on. He just messaged. He's ready to roll.
We
Look
are.
at that. Nice.
We are Twist.
We are.
All of our
Twist.
interviews are brought to you by Bricks Boat Works.
Bricks.
Shakopee, your local marine and boat repair.
Love it. All right.
Anyone that cuts off Matt, I'm a fan of. So
Yeah, that's
this is
fine.
gonna be a great.
This
guest.
is it.
Welcome to the show, Aaron. How you doing?
I'm doing good, fellas. How we doing?
Great.
Oh, great. Now that you're on here, we're all pumped up. We got plenty of questions for you. What have you been up to lately, Aaron?
Well, I've been watching sports. We got sports back. What do you mean? What have I been up to? I've never watched more regular season baseball than I have the last week. The NBA bubble's awesome. Obviously, there's some stuff going on with MLB and college football, but no, man, I think I give so much credit to all these sports for figuring out a way. I give credit to the players, the commissioners, everybody, man. It's just been awesome to have sports back on the TV, guys. I'll tell you, I can't tell you the last time I watched hockey. I don't know if we're recording live or not, but I got the hockey bubble is just starting. I got hockey on. It's been a great couple weeks to get back to some sense of normalcy.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I was watching, one game after another on Thursday night, basketball, and then last night, I'm a Bucks fan, so I was watching that. And then what I thought was so cool about it is not having fans there. You get to listen to all these guys banter back and forth with each other, and I didn't realize how much shit talker Kuzma was from Thursday night. That guy doesn't shut up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. It's been awesome to get all these sports back, and starting to feel a little bit sense of normalcy. And like I said, I give everybody so much credit for doing this.
The one thing I wanted to get into right away, and I saw you were tweeting about it too, that's at Aaron_Torres. You can find him on the tweet machine. So we do fishbowl bets here on Twist, and Ben's over here and I had a fishbowl bet of who would score more opening night, Zion or LeBron. I won and had LeBron. You have Zion Williamson, who's supposed to be the next face of the NBA, who's had 4 months, really to recover and be good and ready to roll, and then he's on a minute restriction. What did he play? 15 minutes, 13 points. They're in contention for a playoff spot here, and he's not even in a close game with 2 minutes to go. What was going on there?
It's a great point, guys. And I did tweet a little bit about it, and I think some people misconstrued it. I'm not saying the guy has to play 48 minutes, but, let's be honest. Let's call a spade here. The NBA reworked this entire 22-team bubble to include the New Orleans Pelicans. And, this is a team that, as you guys just referenced, are very much in the thick of the playoff contention and playoff opportunities. And I do think you owe it to the NBA, and I think you owe it to your players to put your best team forward. And if you know you're not going to play him, don't bring him into the bubble. But you have veterans on that team. J.J. Redick came to that team he said, make the playoffs. Drew Holiday has been through quite a bit in that organization. Brandon Ingram is playing at a really high level. And so it was so disappointing to me to see the way that the New Orleans Pelicans made that decision. And it was funny because what I did reference was the fact that in college, Zion had a little bit of a knee problem. It wasn't, it was an injury, but it didn't require surgery or anything. Duke cleared him. Duke, they trusted their doctors. And then he went out and played 35-plus minutes, 3 straight nights in the ACC tournament and was awesome. And so I understand that this is a 10-year process. This isn't a 10-week process in the bubble. But to not have him play when it mattered most, it was so disappointing. It was so bizarre. And to your guys' point, he had 4 months off. Everybody's a little bit rusty. Nobody's at 100%. Nobody's in complete game shape. So there is no better time that you should be getting him out there and getting him reps, not to mention that, again, you're in the mix of a playoff race. It was just such a disappointing thing to see on Thursday night from the Pelicans.
What I thought was so ironic about that was when he was in, all they were talking about was how yoked he looked, how just in shape, how we focused those 4 months on being in shape, and then they didn't, promote that.
You just said yoked.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
That's phenomenal.
I also correctly used the word ironic.
Yeah, Green Bay Greg over here is 87 years old.
He's
so to
learning
hear
slang.
him say yoke is
Pretty professional.
just fantastic.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's
Greg.
good. Yeah, Greg, what did you want to ask him anything about what he thought of your Bucks?
Yeah, I was just going to say, so the comparison I was going to make is there's a big difference between Zion and Giannis, who is on a minutes restriction, really. What'd you think about the way they came out last night, Milwaukee?
Yeah, I was hosting radio at that point, so I didn't get to watch minute by minute. But, as a guy who, I cover a lot of college basketball, and so I don't get to watch a ton of NBA regular season. I mean, I know how good Giannis is, but to see, how well that team continues to move the ball, continues to shoot the ball. And let's be honest. I mean, this is no disrespect. Maybe as a Bucks fan, you'll be offended by it. I don't know. But I mean, if you look at the roster talent across the two teams, I think you would agree that Boston probably has more upper level players with Jason Tatum and Gordon Hayward. I know Kemba Walker really didn't play on Friday night. But Jaylen Brown's really good. But to just see the way that team plays with each other and off of a rest break, how awesome they looked, it really was impressive and pretty incredible. I will add this, if you're a Bucks fan, is we do on our show, we do a gambling segment, and one of our gambling experts lives in Vegas, is a really good handicapper. He is adamant. He is beyond confident that the Bucks are going to win this thing because he believes that the most important thing in this restart, start and stop, go into a bubble, unprecedented circumstances is just continuity. Now, I don't know that I necessarily agree with that, but I find it very interesting, and he is adamant that the Bucks are going to win the championship. And so what I will say is that opening night performance against the Celtics, I think reflected the idea that continuity may be undervalued and underappreciated here. And I think it's safe to say that of all the major contenders, nobody has more continuity than the Bucks do from last year to this year.
Yeah, and actually, I'm not offended. My dad and I were actually talking about that last night, that if you were to draft both teams from last night, you would take Giannis first, but then your next 4 or 5 players would probably be from Boston.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to transition a little bit, Aaron. I'm going to transition over into college football in the pending season.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? I know Pac-12 just recently approved the 10-game conference-only slate for football. Big Ten, things of that nature. Are you for, against? What are your thoughts on it being a conference-only slate?
I think it's what the power conferences believe is the safest and best way to get actual games on the field. And if that's the case, I can't blame them one bit, you know. And what I keep going back to, and I keep saying, and other people in the media don't like me saying it, because we're supposed to say that, oh, they're college athletes, and you know, all the old, you know, people are just trying to make money off of them. But what I go back to is actual conversations with players, with families. The players want to play this season. The players need this season. The players have been working their whole lives to put themselves in a position to get drafted by the NFL, play at the highest level to get on the NFL's radar, whatever the case may be. And so I think the players want to play. They obviously want to be safe, but they want to play. And so anything that needs to happen to get them on the field, I'm in favor of it. If that means eliminating out-of-conference games, I hate it. It sucks that we're not going to get Michigan, Washington, Ohio State, Oregon, Virginia, Georgia. Like, it sucks that we're not going to get those games. LSU, Texas. Like, it really sucks that we're not going to get those games. But if the alternative is we get something close to 8, 9, 10, 11 straight weeks of college football starting September, 12th or whatever, I'm in favor of it. I'm all on board with it. And so I think that this week showed to me, especially with the SEC's decision, that these leaders are concerned about what is going to happen when kids come back to campus. And I thought the September 26th date for the SEC was very interesting, because what they're basically saying is the one thing that we can't account for is what happens when our kids start going to class with other kids, and what happens when schools start having kids come to campus and people from the outside come in to work at the school and all that stuff. And so it stinks. I wish we were getting football August 29th. In theory, the Big 12, as we're recording here, is still planning to play August 29th. I don't know that that's going to happen. But I do understand why these power conferences are making these decisions, and I just hope that it is a safe way to get a product on the field. And I really do hope we get college football here soon.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Now, my last question for you, Aaron, is going to be about Notre Dame. And being in the ACC. The commissioner basically of ACC said that it's a win-win for both. What are your feelings on that?
It is a win-win for both. I don't think that it necessarily, and I'm not implying that you guys think this either, but, it's a win-win for both because it's a marriage of necessity. Notre Dame needs games, and the ACC understands that Notre Dame is going to be, with due respect to even Clemson, probably the most marketable program that they have. Now, maybe Clemson's a little bit bigger, assuming that Trevor Lawrence kind of plays this season and all that stuff. But outside of Clemson, Notre Dame, if the alternative is getting Boston College Pitt or Boston College Notre Dame, I think the ACC is going to take Notre Dame every time. And so I'm not surprised by the commentary. I'm not surprised by the decision. But I also don't think Notre Dame has any grand illusions of not going independent going forward, because one, they have a bunch of rivalry games that I know they want to keep, USC, Stanford, Navy. And two, it's just really good economically for them to play an independent schedule. And obviously, look, there's already an affiliation with the ACC. I think it's 6 games against ACC opponents. But it does allow them to play the random one-off game all over the country and kind of continue to be a quote-unquote national brand. So I think for this year it works. I think for this year it makes sense. But I also think, knock on wood, if we have a vaccine and if we're back to somewhat of a sense of normalcy by summer of 2021, I don't anticipate this being the olive branch that ends up making the ACC the permanent home for Notre Dame football. I just think it's a one-year kind of one-off deal. I think it makes sense for both sides, but I don't think it means anything beyond this season.
Yeah, and actually, splitting up that NBC money too doesn't hurt the ACC.
Yeah. Well, exactly. It was kind of funny because I did see that commentary from some other writers is like, oh, what a deal the ACC got splitting up that TV money. It's like, well, what choice did Notre Dame have? The alternative is, you play a bunch of, Akrons and, you weren't going to get those high profile games from any other conference. And so, from any other, in terms of good teams, good opponents, whatever, if they weren't already on your schedule. So I don't really think they had much of a choice for this season, but beyond, it'll be really interesting. But yeah, the TV money certainly helps. And shout out, as I said, to Boston College and Syracuse and Pitt and all those schools, because they either got another good game on the schedule, they avoid a really good team, but they're getting a paycheck from it either way.
So we look at kind of the bubble versus the not bubble. You know, college football is kind of up in the air. The NFL has kind of the same outline as what Major League Baseball's doing, and they're in trouble. What are your thoughts on, you know, who's going to succeed? To me, I don't even think the NBA's testing. They're so, we have 0 positive tests. It's because everybody entered the bubble. They took one test and they stopped. You know, I think they signed something before that said, look, if you're going to come to the bubble, you're gonna get it, and we're gonna move forward. And I truly believe that. And if the NFL is gonna succeed, you know, I think you just move forward and fake it to make it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a hell of a take. I haven't heard that one anywhere.
That's what he does. That's what we do here on Twist. We give hella takes.
Hella takes.
No, well, I don't know if there's any secret, under the radar, thing that nobody knows about. But what I will say is that, was there a question, or was it just you were just setting up that you believe that there's a conspiracy in the bubble?
Well, I threw it out there too, but kind of my question is, we've seen success in the bubble.
Sure.
You know, is that going to be kind of, are they going to finish out? Do you think MLB's not, college football going to start? What do you think these sports outlines and how their seasons are going to go?
Yeah. What I would say real quick is I think the bubble sports are going to work. I think they are working. The NHL testing has been through the roof. NBA testing has been phenomenal. I do think they're still testing, by the way, because I just think there would be some insane lawsuit if anybody got sick, didn't know it, and had to get hospitalized or potentially die. But I know statistically that's not going to happen, but I do think they're still testing pretty regularly. But obviously, look, I think the bubble sports are going to continue. I think they're going to be successful. I do think we're at an interesting crossroads with the non-bubble sports as we're recording here. I don't know if this is live or if it's going to be on tape and shared later, but, we're recording here Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon at a time when more MLB tests are coming out positive, more MLB games are being postponed, and it's kind of tough because I kind of see both sides. On Friday, Rob Manfred basically said to the Players Association, like, if you don't get your guys in check, we're going to have to postpone or cancel this season. But what I would say is it's weird because I kind of see it from both sides of, like, from the MLB's perspective, when you started in a non-bubble, you kind of did it with this understanding that there was going to be positive tests. And so I know the Miami Marlins deal is a little bit of a different story because of the fact that, 17, 18 guys tested positive. But like with the St. Louis Cardinals having 2 positive tests, it feels like, isn't that kind of why we expanded rosters? Isn't it, aren't we just going to try to soldier through this, play our 60 games and get the heck out of here? So it's interesting. I don't know what the answer is. I do think what it's showing is that playing games outside of a bubble is going to be a challenge. Guys are just going to come into contact with a lot more other people. And then I think you add in the fact that, oh, by the way, you're also having guys, at least in baseball and really in college football too, we've seen this, that can't control themselves in terms of going out to bars, going out at night, all that stuff. And so I think that is one of the things that comes with this situation is that they have to figure out a way to keep the players in check. They have to make sure that the players are doing what they're supposed to do away from the facility, away from the ballpark, all that stuff. I'm still optimistic, but it's decreasing optimism every single day. And I will say, I don't know this for sure, but I have to imagine that Roger Goodell is looking at what's going on with Major League Baseball and starting to think to himself, is there any way we can create some sort of bubble? Because it just might not be possible to do this without a bubble.
Mm.
Yeah.
100% agree, and I hope so for fantasy football's sake.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we all do, man. We all do. So
awesome.
Yeah, well, appreciate you coming on, Aaron. I'm glad we could finally coordinate and get something worked out. We'd love to have you back on in the future as well.
Yeah. What's the
Yeah, no. Pleasure. It was mine, guys. I really enjoyed it. And anytime you need me, just holler. I'm around.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Aaron. So once again, that was Aaron Torres. His Twitter handle is at Aaron_Torres.
I don't need to fucking say the Twitter handle
It's a
because
beautiful
I
thing.
made a goddamn fucking art design for our show for it that has it on there, Greg.
We also have
Greg,
people.
we got to know this
We also have people who are just listening.
on RTFSportsNetwork.com.
Yes.
Very true. Good call, Greg.
Good call, Greg. We're
That's
proud
why we
of you.
keep you around.
Once again, that interview is sponsored by Bricks.
Footworks.
Beautiful. All right, so
Back to the headline.
here we go. Next but not least, so after AB's information, you can scroll back for that. Next, we have Bill O'Brien. Yeah, Bill O'Brien is in the headlines. He states the Texans are working hard on an extension for Deshaun Watson.
Bet they are.
He says, we want him here for a long time.
Bet they do.
Think they don't? Watson, a first-round pick in 2017, was eligible for a contract extension for the first time this offseason. He made less than $3.8 million in 2019, which was just 4.88% of the Texans' cap. He is scheduled to make $4.4 million during the 2020 season.
That's a lot of numbers and decimals.
That's called goodwill prices right there.
Wow.
That's a discount.
Called a rookie contract. Deal with it.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
Yep. Chiming in.
Next, Zion Williamson. Limited to 15 minutes on bench as Pelicans lose late.
I can't wait to douse you with a fishbowl of water next week.
I appreciate that. For the second time this season, New Orleans Pelicans rookie Zion Williamson's debut was marred by a minutes restriction that kept him off the floor in the final minutes. Yeah. Thanks, Pelicans. Thanks, Zion. I'll be getting soaked. Next, MLB Union agrees to play 7 innings in doubleheaders. With the number of doubleheaders expected to take place because of rescheduled games due to current and potential coronavirus outbreaks, as well as weather-related postponements, shortening doubleheaders to 7 innings was a compromise that came together quickly.
When I heard this, the first thing I thought of was our wiffle ball game for your bachelor party. Pretty
Sure.
soon we're gonna have automatic pitchers, all-time pitchers, and pitcher's hand.
Sure.
And then eventually, then 2 weeks after that, you have to specify what field you're gonna hit it to.
Yeah.
And they're gonna start playing games with 4 guys on a team.
Well, you might as well just call this the Little League World Series.
Might as well.
Beautiful.
God, we just killed it in wiffle ball.
Yeah,
too.
we did.
Whooped
Yeah.
your ass.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys quit?
No.
Well, we had to put a 10-run limit per inning.
Yeah.
And at one point, we were up like 40-4.
You guys were up.
40-4.
No.
Yes.
7-inning game.
It got.
But
we-
anyways,
You couldn't. We
you
didn't
were
go
up-
7 innings because there was no way the 10-run.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Good for you guys. I'm proud of you guys. Headline of the week. LaShawn McCoy agrees to a one-year contract with Tom Brady and the Bucks. Can he be productive, or is his career over?
It's over.
I mean, the thing is, if he's gonna be productive anywhere,
Sure.
it would be there where they have every other weapon on the planet. But he's not gonna do shit.
Why
let's-
not bring in Devontae Freeman?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
Chilling.
Chilling.
Smoking Mad Herb.
God.
Kicking
He's
it.
what, 27?
Yeah.
Sure.
Shady's, you know.
You got Shady for the veteran minimum, though. All right, let's just take a deep dive into his stats. So
Deep
last
dive.
season with the Chiefs, he had 101 attempts for 465 yards,
Really?
averaging 4.6 yards an attempt.
I would have guessed under.
4 tutties, and he caught the ball 28 times for almost 200 yards receiving and a touchdown.
So 5 touchdowns, 600 yards.
Yeah, so if you go back to 2017, 2 years ago, he had 287 attempts, so a little over double, but he had 1,100 yards rushing and almost 500 yards receiving. So if he gets the numbers, he's there, but can he stay healthy? That's the tough part
Well,
about it.
I
Right?
think the biggest problem with your sheet that you have there is
Sure.
when you're talking about a running back and your
Mhm.
year-over-year stats page
Mhm.
takes up more than half the page, he's a little long in the tooth. You might, like
Sure.
to Mike's point, you might want to bring in someone who's, I don't know, younger,
11th season.
11th season,
Yep.
which means he's probably 33, 34. I don't know off the top of my head.
Sure.
Which
So-
is very young from a real standpoint.
Look
Yes.
at
I'm 34.
Look at
Look
Frank
me.
Gore, the infinite one.
So
yeah, you can't compare every old running back to.
Yeah.
Good God.
But no, what I'm saying is they're going to utilize him a lot more as a receiver, right, out of the backfield.
Yeah. Ronald Jones will take over the work. Anthony McFarland, I think they drafted
Sure.
early.
I think he can be productive. I'll go on that side. I think he can be productive. Obviously, I'm not taking him in fantasy football unless I need a handcuff for Ronald Jones, which if I'm taking a handcuff for Ronald Jones, that team's in the tubes.
Yes.
And I better fleece somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, we'll see what happens. I like the pickup just because, I mean, you got this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that is just a senior
Scary.
home. It's hospice for
Scary.
football field. Like, you know what I mean? It's the hospice of football teams right
I think
now.
they're still going to perform, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're still going to perform. Yeah.
Well, I mean, really, when it comes to old timers, you got Shady McCoy and you got Tom Brady.
And
And you got
Gronk.
Gronk's only 29.
It doesn't matter.
Gronk-
Gronk, his body is built like
The
a
trouble,
big
the
five-year-old.
trouble is they're in the epicenter of the corona.
And
And they're all of the age of where you're going to get it.
And they're going to ruin the NFL because the Bucs are all going to have it. And they're all out like throwing the biscuit around at a junior high in the middle of Miami.
Every commissioner of all the sports right now should have COVID parties. This is right now.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
That's
Let's
funny.
do it at the bank. We'll host the COVID party.
A college player actually reported that their college coach was saying, well, we might as well get it now so we can all have it.
Yeah,
That
100%.
didn't go over
Yeah,
well.
but
With player health, it doesn't go
Oh,
over.
they're going to be. You had it. You're fine.
I was going to say,
understand.
I don't want to get too political, but I don't think it's that easy to get. I mean, your fiance
With me,
spent
yeah.
the night with you
Yeah.
and then didn't have it.
Correct.
So I don't think it's really all that easy to
you
get.
could
They're
buy that shit
they're
on the
just
black
handing
market,
out
Greg.
COVID positive tests like fucking candy on Halloween.
Why
okay?
not?
You're positive. You're positive. Fucking Oprah.
Like Oprah giving out cars.
All right.
bunch
so,
of bullshit. It'll
That
be
was
gone
good.
in November, so
Yeah.
maybe the football
November
season
4th.
should just wait until then
Oh,
to start on up. So,
All right. We'll see what happens. That was the headline of the week.
Thank you for the headline of the week.
Beautiful.
Time to get learned,
Sure.
motherfuckers.
Here we go.
Let's see. I can't. Me and Greg were already talking about this pre-show, so I can't wait to see what you have in there.
I had
Because
to
there's some things
I had
that
to put it-
happened on this day in history.
I had to put it in small font.
Wow, lots going on.
Luckily,
got
I
the-
don't need readers
The
like,
Elder Scrolls over here.
like GBG over there.
Go ahead.
Today in history, 1785, Carolyn Herschel becomes first woman to discover a comet. I love how this is history. Ooh, a comet. Put it on history.
It's history, man.
1867, blacks vote for first time in a U.S. state election in South Tennessee. 1932, George Washington quarter goes into circulation. Now there's a big shortage. 1936, XI. What's that? XI, Greg.
11.
The 11th Summer Olympic Games are opened by Adolf Hitler in Berlin.
Chicago.
That's how he did it.
Yeah.
That's how he did it. 1941. The first Jeep is produced.
Oh yeah.
1944. Anne Frank's last diary entry. She lost it. 3 days later, she's arrested.
So what happened between those 3 days? She went on a bender or what?
She got lost. She's blind.
Anne Frank's not
You're thinking of
Helen
Helen Keller.
Keller.
Anne Frank was in a constant. Oh God, she was.
Yeah, that's
Move
right.
on, please.
Helen Keller, the Braille.
Please move on.
1953, Fidel Castro is arrested
He
in
just-
Cuba.
So we got Hitler, Castro. Keep going.
Are you going to throw Anne Frank in that
No,
mix?
no.
too?
Please move on.
1960, Aretha Franklin's first recording session. Was she RESPCT?
Aretha. Yep.
Okay.
Was she?
I don't know.
Yeah, she was. The one thing he doesn't know.
RESPCT. Aretha's what you get from me. Yeah. 1963, Arthur Ashe becomes first African-American tennis player to be named in the U.S. Davis Cup team.
Yeah.
I like this next one. 1964, Dan Big Daddy Gartlitz becomes first drag racer to run the quarter mile at over 200 miles per hour.
Big Daddy.
Dan Big Daddy Gartlitz. He liked beer.
I like how you you got your lip curling.
Yeah. Gartlitz.
The only thing you're missing is a big fat stogie.
There you go. 1971, Richard Petty wins the Dixie 500 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Dick Petty.
To become the first NASCAR driver to win $1 million in career earnings.
Cheddar.
That doesn't sound very manly for a NASCAR. The Dixie 500.
The Win Dixie.
Win Dixie.
Yeah.
1973. Oh, Jesus.
This fucking guy.
1973. Struggling ABA club Virginia Squires trades star forward Julius Erving to the New York Nets for George Carter and straight cash, homie.
Julius.
1978, the Atlanta Braves trounce the Cincinnati Reds 16-4 and halt Pete Rose's National League record hitting streak at 44 games.
Sure.
Good old Pete. 1981, MTV premieres at 12:01 a.m.
Wow.
Do you know what the first video was?
Yeah. The video killed the radio star.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
By the Buggles.
Yep. I knew it, Greg.
Very good. Good for
I
you.
knew it.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
The video killed the radio star. Yep.
You didn't stumble over that.
1986, Grateful Dead's Jerry Garcia is released from hospital after a 3-week coma.
That's great ice cream, though.
No.
Cherry
That's
Garcia.
Cherry Garcia.
Oh, Wales.
1987, Mike Tyson outpoints Tony Tucker in 12 in a heavyweight boxing unification matchup in Las Vegas. First to own all 3 major belts, the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF.
Who was that?
Not the NBC.
Who was that?
Tyson.
Big Mike. Chief was ordering those pay-per-views on
Mike
HBO.
Mike Big Daddy Tyson.
Think he wasn't?
1991, actress Hedy Lamarr, age 77, is arrested for shoplifting in Florida.
Hetty.
Hedy Lamarr.
Great name.
This
Doomed from the womb.
old grandma. What was Hedy in there, Chief? Do you know? 1993, 4-time MLB All-Star Reggie Jackson is inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Good for him.
1994, Baltimore shortstop Cal Ripken Jr. becomes only the second player after Lou Gehrig to appear in 2,000 consecutive MLB games.
Iron Man.
That is phenomenal.
That's called no load management.
That's called cocaine.
No Rona.
1996, American athlete Michael Johnson wins 200 meter at the Atlanta Olympics in world record 19.32 seconds to become the first man to complete the 200 meter and 400 meter double.
How far is a meter, Greg?
About 3 feet.
In centimeters.
I don't know.
A couple 13, 14 blocks?
How many nickels can you put together to make a meter? Fuck you, man. 1996. M2, MTV's second TV channel, is launched. So apparently they like to do it on the same day.
Why not?
Why not?
Anniversaries.
It's a big day.
1996, George R.R. Martin publishes the epic fantasy novel A Game of Thrones. The first in his series, A Song of Ice and Fire. So 96, the book comes out.
Sure. And
And like 20 years later, the show.
yeah.
Nice.
This is what you guys were waiting for. 2007, the I-35W Mississippi River Bridge spanning the Mississippi River in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is where we're at, collapsed during the evening rush hour.
What a trip.
Yeah.
I was on it that day.
Really
Yeah,
Crossed over it.
crossed over it that day. Me and Dale's.
nice.
Yep.
That's still not the one I was thinking of. That was Greg's.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
All right. 2014, Indiana Pacers NBA superstar Paul George suffers a gruesome compound fracture of his lower right leg in a Team USA scrimmage. Yeah, it was icky. What were you thinking about?
Corey Stringer died on this day.
Oh, wow.
R.I.P.
Why wasn't that in my
you know,
sight?
Progress, not perfection. Good job, Mike.
That's
I'm
all
proud.
I got.
That was awesome.
You know,
That was great.
I've done much better.
A lot of interesting stuff going on.
There was, like I said, little
Yeah.
fun.
First of the month.
History
you know,
is something. I can't wait until we have shows where we can talk about COVID began on this day. COVID was no longer prevalent on this day. The vaccine was developed on this day with microchip.
How long do you plan on doing this show?
A couple 13, 14 years.
Forever.
I'll do this till I die in the seat, Greg. I'm going to
With the-
die with the mic in front of my face.
With the way you eat, that could be any day now.
Fuck off, Greg. You eat more calories than I eat in a day.
Yeah, but I can afford to.
All right, let's get to some ranting and raving.
You
he
hear
can.
this fucking guy?
He can.
Get out of here, Greg.
All right, Mike, bring it.
Step off. My rent's gonna be on fucking Greg. Go ahead. Rip it.
All right.
Rip it.
So I did have a rant typed up.
Sure you did. Throw it out the door.
Uh-oh.
He's going off script, folks.
This
going
is
off.
This is never good.
Good luck.
All right. So yesterday I'm scrolling, and I see an article come out of this guy who's trying to get a petition signed for Minnie and Paulie. So for our viewers and our listeners, Minnie and Paulie was a Minnesota Twins logo. Came out back when the Twins moved from Washington. It's a couple of white fellas shaking hands over the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
So his petition is to darken one of the white fellas, make him a little blacker. And, I've had just about enough of all the changes and bullshit happening in America. You know, part of the reason America's great is because of the history, and whether it's good or bad or indifferent, you know, the fact that we're tearing statues down and changing names, you know, the only way for history not to repeat itself is to learn about it. You know, and all America's doing right now is sweeping shit under the rug. They're hiding from it. You know, these statues of, you know, Christopher Columbus, you know how he founded America? He fucking stole it from Native Americans.
Right.
Oh, but we can't talk about that because we just hurt somebody's fucking feelings. You know, all these participation awards and transgender bathroom signs and bullshit. Yeah, you like that, Matt?
I knew he was going to throw it in there.
It's bullshit. They just want to change everything. How about we just do what God wanted us to do and live how we were born? There's adversity in life, and that's how people grow and learn and get better. You know, we were made different. Some people were made with micro penises. Some people were made with horse cocks. You know, some people were born midgets. Some people were born giants.
Greg?
You know, people were born as men and women. Let's just all keep it the same. We don't need to change every single thing out there. I'm surprised the lesbian community hasn't come out and said, why aren't they two lesbians? They're, you know, fondling each other's titties over the Mississippi River. Not everything needs to change, Twist Nation. Some things can just stay the same.
Holy shit.
Okay, so if Mike's rant was about keeping history and learning from history, I've never been more proud of you in my entire life.
Yeah.
However, he kind of went off on the deep end.
I did. That rant was sponsored
by Mike Reeves. You can find him on Twitter at Twist Host Mike. Yeah, holy shit. All right, so my rant. Well, guy got big shoes to fill. Well, that. Yeah. So what my rant is based on is going to be on opting out. You know, I also had a different rant, but I'm going to do that. So, and a bunch of NFL players, not a lot of them are even relevant or prevalent. What's the difference between relevant and prevalent, Greg?
Relevant is something in the now.
Prevalent is
Pretty much
same shit, different shovel. Okay. So basically, opting out, right? So you're opting out of this season because your mom's got cancer, or you got a new baby at home, or this, and the other.
Or you're a vagina.
Basically. And not even. You're not even that lucky. So basically, what's going on is you're opting out and you're still getting like $150K to not do anything this season, which is a crock of shit, right? Because if my job tells me I have to come back to work, I have to come back to work. I don't have the benefits of quitting and then collecting unemployment.
Sure.
I have to be fired.
Right. Which your union, that doesn't happen.
Thank God.
But yeah, the big aspect of it is it's a bunch of shit because these guys that are opting out to stay at home because their mom has cancer, they're not quarantining. They're not going into their doomsday prepper freaking dungeon and hanging out at home and never leaving the house and never going to do anything. They're going out and about. They're probably still going to the strip club, Lou Williams. They're probably going and doing whatever they want and carrying on with their life, but they simply don't want to take part in this season. Because they know that they can cash out. Now I guarantee
that ain't cashing out.
That's
That
still
cashing
cashing
out
out.
was owed $8 million.
I understand that, but you're still getting $150K. Now that's probably not enough to pay your mortgage. I understand that.
They blow that at the strip club.
Right, real quick. But the whole thing is,
I'm blow.
Easy.
Not just the titties.
Yeah,
that's the drugs. That's
real
drug
quick.
money.
But the big thing to recognize is that these guys are fucking opting out simply because they're what? They know that they're not going to play? Or is it the Patriots' way of opting out to tank?
Oh, they are.
Which they have their 7 players opted out of their team.
Yeah, they're cheaters. It's been proven.
Well, what team doesn't cheat? Show me a team that doesn't cheat. I'll show you a team that hasn't won a championship. Vikings.
Well, first of all, you're all opt nothing. The problem with it is that you are on a roster, and then the roster is like 90, 100, however many people right now. If you were one of those borderline guys, I'd opt out right now. Collect your 150, collect your 350, whatever it is, depending on your...
But there are... Sure, you know you're going to lose your job anyway. But there are guys like Damian Williams opted out. He still would have played this year. He would have made millions of dollars this year.
I don't know what his contract is.
He still would have made
the thing with Damian is they just brought in
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Yeah, I get that.
And he knows he's on the outside looking in. So he's like, you know what, I'll take this one.
I want to opt out.
You have a player like Michael Pierce, though, who's going to get that 300 because he has underlying conditions.
Sure.
Dildo up his ass.
But you are just as vulnerable going out and about. Going to get groceries at the grocery store. Putting gas in your tank at the gas station. Bullshit.
Okay. And I'm selfish because I'm a fantasy football participant. So.
All right.
Yeah, I've yet to get it.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
All right. My rant is.
All right, Matt, you're over. Yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
We had an uncomfortable silence.
I ramble.
Fuck it, Greg.
Go ahead, Greg.
All right.
Let's get fired up.
Yeah.
There are three types of people in this world when it comes to the wearing of masks.
Greg, Matt, and Mike.
Yes.
That's what I said in the card.
Right here. So there's the type of people, let's just call them Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a group of people who feel that everyone on this planet should be wearing a mask at all times, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you take your mask off for 5 seconds, you are responsible for the plague that is engulfing the world.
Judas.
Then there's the type of people who feel that it is invasion of your personal rights and your civil liberties by even implying that you should wear a mask. These are the people who are now forming Facebook groups and petitioning at state capitals saying that I have the right to not wear a mask. And then there's people like me. I don't give a shit. If I want to walk into a building and they say wear a mask, I have one in my pocket. If I walk into a place and they say you don't have to wear a mask, you know what? I spend $4,000 on my braces. I have a kick-ass beard. I won't wear a mask because I'm going to show that stuff off. But here's the thing. One thing I have never done, I have never woken up in the morning with my to-do list, and on that to-do list it was go out of my way to make someone else uncomfortable. If I walk into someone's house and they say, hey, could you take off your shoes? I'm going to take off my shoes. If I walk into someone's house and they say, you know what, leave your shoes on, I don't care. I'm going to leave my shoes on. When in Rome. Yeah. I don't care enough to be that passionate about whether or not I wear a mask. I don't understand why everyone's so disheveled about it. I went to visit my grandma, 90 years old, 2 weeks ago. I was told that in order to pick her up, I had to wear a mask. More than happy to.
You know what? I'm going to tell you a quick story.
Why don't you tell me a quick story?
So, Buddy and I went out to eat, and the servers they have to wear a mask, right?
Sure.
So she looked good. She had a nice butt. We were commenting on it, and the trouble with these masks is. We got done eating. I went back in my car. I parked facing. We sat outside on the patio. So as soon as we left, there was nobody else on the patio. So she took the mask off. Biggest schnoz I've ever seen in my life. So the fact that these masks, they're hiding shit, and I don't like it. I want to see who you are. I want to look you in your eye and know what you got. And this is the moneymaker, man. I ain't trying to hide this. I'm trying to show the people.
Oh my god.
So yeah, it threw me off. I didn't like it. The fact that I spent 45 minutes envisioning something that was a elephant schnoz.
Maybe that's just a big character defect of yours then. Maybe you just need to realize that it's about what's on the inside, not on the outs.
I'll go on the inside.
Giggity. Swing. All right, good shit. Wow. On to the next one. Your rant got hijacked. Sorry for your luck.
That was good, though. I like it. I like the shoes off. Oh, sure, I'll take my shoes off.
Yeah, it really put into perspective something for Mike, so he can think about this now next time we go out to eat, which will be right after this.
Yeah, we're going to Handsome Hog.
You're a what?
I just hope we have a waitress that'll be like, ma'am, can you take off your mask because, well, Mike needs to envision you for the next 12 to 18 hours.
Sure.
Oh God.
Yeah, I told Greg yesterday when we were going to Handsome Hog, that's in West St. Paul. My buddy Justin owns it. He goes, what'd you say? I said, handsome. Like, hey, Mike, you're handsome.
I thought about that. I was walking up the stairs and I'm like, so you couldn't have just said, hey, you're handsome. Mike had to make it personal.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Handsome, as in my name is Mike and I'm handsome.
Yeah. Of course I did.
And people think I have an ego problem.
So we did bring back a new segment this week because really there hasn't been anybody to watch. Mm-hmm. But now we have a player to watch, don't we, Greg?
Yes, we do. Player to watch. So actually, I was thinking about this after watching the Thursday night games. LeBron James did not have to play all that much first game back, and Anthony Davis just killed it. And then you watch the Clippers. You got Kyrie and you got Paul George. Mm. So my player to watch.
Rewind.
My player to watch this week.
Kyrie.
What I said? Did I say Kyrie?
You did.
Oh, Kawhi. I'm sorry. Kawhi.
You got it.
Kawhi.
You got it. Good correction.
Okay. Thank you. My player to watch, Chris Middleton from the Bucks, because if the Bucks are going to be any bit competitive, they need someone else to play with Giannis.
Michael Redd.
Yeah, Michael Redd.
And right now, Eric Bledsoe's still being quarantined from having the Rona.
Yeah.
So I had to watch him last night. You know what? I wasn't all that impressed with Chris Middleton. I was more impressed with the Lopez brothers, not only for one, looking like the caveman from the Geico commercials and the other one being bald. Each one has 6 blocks. But seriously, someone's got to step up, and it better be Chris Middleton if the Bucks want to compete with whoever comes out of the West.
I'm glad you're starting to realize now that with your Bucks, you see that it is a pillar, Giannis, and then what?
Well, that's just it. Someone has to step up, but yet,
knock that pillar out.
Kawhi last year didn't exactly have a number 2 that, jumped off, that's showing up on every All-Star lineup.
Yeah, Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, but Pascal Siakam is not exactly, you wouldn't put him in the top 10.
You can also take a team, Kawhi, LeBron, can throw a team on their back and lead them.
A young
where
LeBron
Giannis
James,
can't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's just it. So
right.
who's gonna be the Anthony Davis like Thursday night when LeBron going in the fourth quarter at 9 points.
They don't have it.
Yeah. So but can he step up? He still has time. They got 7 more games.
They paid him like he's a number 2, and from a marketability standpoint, he just looks like an ugly hog, not a handsome one.
Handsome hog.
You can't market that, man.
No, but that's
I was talking to Benz about it yesterday. I'm like, who's that fuck on the Bucks? Michael Redd? I'm like, that's the old guy. That's the old slanger.
Nope, Chris Middleton.
All right,
the
so that
player
is
to watch.
Chris Middleton.
Good job, Greg.
All right.
Way to deep dive out of your comfort zone and really, get out of the Wisconsin area and really look for something. I'm kidding. I threw him this ball.
You were actually the one who encouraged me to do it.
You know it? Yeah. All right. Now what?
It's the bet of the week.
Oh, my favorite part. Go ahead and go over the standings.
So the standings right now at the leadership is Benz at 3-3, and I finally caught back up 2-4.
Yeah.
Tied with GBG over there, who's also 2-4. So I got mine written down, so I'll start.
Go ahead.
My lock is in the NHL.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a dump game.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are going to defeat the Montreal Canadiens.
God, that's tough, bud.
And I'm going with my Pelicans again. I'm hoping Zion can get some more playing time, upsetting the Grizzlies.
God, they're not favored to win that game?
The Pelicans?
Yeah.
No, they have a horrible record.
Against the Grizzlies?
Yeah.
Grizzlies only one game out of the playoffs.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I'll go next.
Okay.
So my lock is going to be the Colorado Rockies defeating the San Diego Padres today.
Oh, see, I love it when you do. Mine is the 1st and the 3rd of August.
Yeah, I'm going all today because that's my day off.
So Rockies defeating
the Padres today. Yep.
Love their old school uniforms.
The old poop and piss ones?
Yeah.
The Apple Valley?
They're cool.
The Apple Valley Eagles?
No, they have orange.
A little bit. They're poop
Bright
and piss,
orange.
But yeah. And then my sleeper is going to be our Minnesota Twins.
Wow.
Who are not favored against the Indians tonight.
Really?
Sleeper,
yeah.
It's an underdog.
It's an upset.
Fucking Greg. Everything I say, he's got to go ahead, Greg. What's your
So I'm
your underdog?
Rooting against the Twins tonight.
Ooh, that sucks.
All right, my lock is tomorrow, the Bucks over the Rockets. My upset is the Suns over the Mavericks, also tomorrow.
You think those Bucks are going to be able to keep up with?
Did you not watch? No, you were sleeping last night.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
If the Lopez
Rockets
brother,
are a different beast, bro.
Yeah, you know what? And the Lopez brothers are going to pull down. They're going to doubles, blocks.
I got Rockets over your Bucks. Fishbowl bet. Lock it in. There you go.
Yes, we got a fishbowl bet.
There you go. Beautiful. I love it.
All right, let me write that down here.
Yep, fishbowl bets. So for those of you who don't know, get out from under a rock. Fishbowl bets at Twist Bets on
on the
Twitter
machine.
So I lost a fishbowl bet. Mike
You've
kind of
lost
brought
a
it
lot
up.
of
I
them.
lose a lot of them, but that's all right because I bet because everything's better when you got a bet on it. All
Right.
So I lost because Zion only had 13 points to LeBron's 16 points. That's shitty. So now Mike next week will be able to take a fishbowl full of water and splash it in my face. Now we have another fishbowl bet that we just locked in. Once again, I have the Rockets. He has the Bucks.
So instead of doing fishbowl, we might just get out the hose
No, Greg. It's
called
Fishbowl.
Fishbowl Bets.
You'll see it on Twitter. It's a fishbowl with our logo in it. Follow it. That's where it's at. Good stuff. Good stuff. Glad we can lock one in. I'll get one with Mike here pretty soon here too. Another.
I just got
Run
one.
it back.
You're trying to get me a loss. I've yet to get wet.
That's
only
what
done
she
one
said. All right, next.
All right, so we have a time for a game.
Yeah, let's lock it in.
Love these games.
I love games too.
Oh, there he is.
All right, here we go.
Chief, will you grab my circle sunglasses over there for me, please, stud?
We do have Greg's
appreciate
dad in
Chief
the audience
Bauman's
here
here.
today. Chief.
Yep.
So it's Who Am I?
Yeah.
We played this one before. I will list off some clues, and these guys.
Thank you, sir.
There
Appreciate
we go.
This was, if anyone wants to go back into the archives of Twist, the quarantine episode that we all did at home from our homes, and this segment of it was the funniest segment we've ever had on the show. Watching Matt struggle was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
That's good, Greg. Way to bring it back.
Who am I?
Who am I?
Movie edition.
Oh, God.
Iconic film characters.
Here we go.
Number 1. I'm a hotshot Minneapolis lawyer who loses a big case and gets caught drinking and driving. For my punishment, I'm sentenced to coach a hockey team full of misfit kids that don't stand a chance.
Matt. Emilio Estevez.
Iconic film characters.
Coach Bombay.
There you go.
I'll give you his real name.
Yeah, these are...
I get ripped on for that.
I don't want the name of the actor.
Emilio!
I want the name Gordon Bombay.
And I was like,
Emilio! Ben takes a 1-0 lead.
Let's go.
Question number 2. As a child, he has strong legs but a weak spine.
Matt.
Greg.
Matt.
Forrest Gump.
Boom.
Stole it.
Which the family doctor claimed as a crooked as politician. Because of this, he was forced to wear leg braces, which made walking and running difficult.
And then Greg learned how to run.
I do know what love is, Jenny. Question number 3. He was the coolest kid and best ball player on the block. He could outrun a pickle in his PF Flyers.
Correct. Henry the Jet Rodriguez. I know.
Carry on.
That's it.
Is it Benny the Jet? Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt. Benny the Jet.
If you would have rang in, you would have got it.
Boom.
Benz takes a 3-0 lead. Henry.
I didn't know his name. So thanks,
I
Greg.
don't know why
Henry the Jet.
I don't know why I said Henry.
Put that one on a platter.
Wow, we got a 3-0 lead. There are 11 questions in Who Am I? Movie edition, iconic film characters. Question number 4. He wants to play college football, but has neither the money nor
Greg.
tuition or the grades to qualify for
Greg.
a scholarship.
Rudy Rudiger.
Yes, sir. Put him on the board. Fucking love that movie. Question number 5. He is a nurse living in Chicago. He intends to propose to his girlfriend.
Greg.
But his plan is disrupted when they are invited to the wedding of his girlfriend's sister.
Gaylord Fokker.
Or Greg Fokker.
Or Greg Fokker.
Fucking Greg.
Fucking Greg Fokker. All right, we got a game, folks. Ben's with 3.
I started hot, but it's tough.
With 2.
It's tough here, folks.
Question number 6. He's depicted as an everyman who started out by going the distance and overcoming obstacles that had occurred in his life and career as a professional boxer. The everyman. How many fucking boxing movies do you idiots know?
Not very many.
Greg.
Yeah.
Rocky Balboa.
Boom. Come on. Fucking threw it up on
Way to word it that well. What do we got, a tie game here?
We got a tie game.
Here we go.
Question number 7. In suburban Chicago, near the end of the school year, high school senior fakes an illness to stay home.
Ferris Bueller.
Boom!
Let's go. Here we go.
To take the lead.
Bueller.
4 questions remaining. 4-3. Matt. Question number 8. Male human smuggler from the planet Corellia who achieved galactic fame as a member of the Rebel Alliance.
Matt?
And later, the New Republic. Matt.
Darth Vader?
Greg, Han Solo.
There you go, Greg.
Good job, Greg. Good job.
Tie ball game, 3 to go. Likes his drink shaken, not stirred.
Greg,
James
Bond.
why don't you just spit it out when you first?
I don't know that
I'm
one.
a little
Not a big James Bond guy.
God, he walks up and he goes.
A little jumpy from getting the first name wrong on the whole Benny the Jet Rodriguez one.
Shaken, not stirred.
What do we got? Tie game?
No, I'm up.
Yep, Greg's up by 1 with 2 to go. Why don't you tie it up right here?
Here we go.
American resident of Hill Valley, California.
Greg, Marty McFly.
Wow.
Good job.
Wow. Is best friends with Dr. Emmett Brown.
You know what I notice here is that whenever Chief's around, he tries harder.
There's no place like home.
Good for you, Greg. Good for you.
Greg, that would be Dorothy
Walks off
from
with
the
it.
Wizard
You
of
got it.
Oz.
Go ahead,
Walks
Greg.
off with it. What'd you guys think of that one?
Like
Fun.
it.
Yeah,
Like it.
that was a good one.
I would prefer something that I know more about, but I don't know a lot about things. If you would have gone
you
like
don't know
bread-
much about shit.
Yeah, if you would have
Did you
gone
just say, I would prefer a game where I know more about it, but I don't know a lot of things.
Gabe, I want a sound bite of that.
Yeah, go ahead. There you go.
I'm going to need a clip of that to
there you
play
go.
back on other shows.
Next.
Yeah, next week's trivia is going to be Name That Bread.
All right,
Yeah.
we're getting out of the
wheat.
we're getting out of the sports sandbox.
Matt. Potato
Brackets.
bread. Matt.
The game's over, you loser.
Cottage.
Loser.
I've won more of those games than you have.
Yeah, you have. Good job.
Shove it, McFly.
So this week for the bracket, we are going to do the fast food bracket. We're going to have our best fast
Whatever.
food.
It's right in my wheelhouse.
All right. So we're going to kick it off
Let's go.
with the 1 seed McDonald's
Against?
taking on the 8 seed Little Caesars.
Okay.
I'll go McDonald's.
I think you have to go McDonald's, but I would put up Little Caesars if they still had the pretzel crust.
Here we fucking go with
Fucking
the
loves.
pretzels.
If you didn't know, GBG just loves pretzels.
If anybody wants to sponsor the show that has any ties to pretzel anything,
Buns.
Pretzel buns.
he'll jump.
Yep.
So good for you.
But we'll go
yeah,
McDonald's.
McDonald's carrying Quiznos or Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
No
You
brainer.
need- you need a
Let's
Blizzard.
flip that Blizzard
Yeah.
upside down. What's bullshit about that though is I've asked them to do it and they said no, we only have to do 1 a day. Like the fuck you do? You turn
Yeah.
that Blizzard
I want my
upside
butter-
down,
I want
and
my-
if it falls,
It's free.
it's free.
I used to work at Dairy Queen.
It's
I
bullshit.
want my Butterfinger Blizzard turned upside down. Show it to me.
You know what?
Show it to me.
You know what I want? Is that chicken strip basket with that toast
Oh, that's.
and that honey mustard dip.
'Cause every now and again you forget you get the toast, which is always.
Oh,
yeah.
the Texas toast.
All right, moving on.
Yep.
5 Guys, the number 6 seed, or Jack in the Box, the number 3. I'm going Jack in the Box.
I'm gonna go 5 Guys. Never had Jack in the Box.
Jack-
Oh,
West Coast.
yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna go Jack in the Box too, just because I've gotten a little sick on Five Guys before.
Yeah, Jack in the Box is a classic. It's
Yeah.
good.
the
It's like a
McDonald's-
it's
the
like a
McDonald's
cheap
of the West Coast.
cheap Wendy's
Yeah.
kind of, but it's still good.
Yikes.
You can get tacos there too, which
you
are
can.
actually pretty decent.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Checkers versus KFC.
KFC.
Checkers has the greatest fries.
Sure they do, but KFC.
I'm going
Extra
Checkers
crispy.
because I've gotten
What?
I've gotten food poisoning twice from the same KFC. It's the one in Burnsville, Minnesota, on McAndrews and County Road 5. So if you're thinking about going in there,
Oh my god, we're gonna get sued. If we are gonna get sued because of his rant, we're getting sued because of
why? Fuck you, KFC in Burnsville.
So
What
we're
are you
gonna go.
picking?
I'm going Checkers with the fries.
Yeah!
No.
Especially because they'll also give you a cheddar cup, nacho cheese cup. You can dip your fries in the cheese.
You and the nacho cheese and the pretzels. Here we go. Next.
All right, moving on. Burger King versus Zaxby's.
Burger King.
Burger King.
BK all day. You can have it
Chicken fries.
your way. Popeyes or Panera? First off,
Popeyes.
Panera is not a fast food.
Yeah, and
Sure.
it's too healthy too. So
They got great
Popeyes.
soups.
Any place you,
Popeyes ain't
any
giving
place
up,
you can get Cajun fried chicken, I'm a fan of.
I love that lady on the commercials. Sonic versus Panda Express.
Oh, Sonic.
I'm going Sonic.
Oh, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I like Panda Express, but Sonic, though.
Chinese food's the bomb.
Those chili cheese Fritos burritos at Sonic, bro.
Yeah.
With the crunchy.
I had Leanne Chin yesterday for lunch, and it was a good time, but I'm still going Sonic.
You guys voted against China, you racist fucks.
All of Asia, actually.
All right. Panda's out, Sonic's moving on. Church's Chicken versus Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut. Oh,
Pizza
We'll
Hut.
have Pizza
pan
Hut.
style meat lovers.
Running.
Not the Shakopee Pizza Hut, though. Trash.
Trash?
Trash.
Oh, we're throwing out local Minnesota restaurants.
Get your game up.
I'm not. 'Cause
Left
I don't
and
want
right.
anyone not liking me because I'm not.
Greg's not about people not liking him.
Correct.
Man.
Anyway, moving over.
Boo-hoo.
Subway, the 1 seed, versus White Castle, the 8 seed. Now, I'm going to chime in here first. This, the sweet onion sauce at Subway,
Yes.
I could fucking bathe in
Oh,
it.
isn't it great?
It's the best
Isn't
sauce
it great? You can
out
put
there.
it on any of them.
Why wouldn't you
Any of the
sell it? Like Famous Dave's?
Yes.
Genius. You can go to your local grocery mart
Because
and
they
buy
want
it.
you to come straight to the plug. They want you to come straight to the source. They don't want to export that shit.
You know I'm a sauce guy.
Yeah. Oh, you're a sauce
I'm a
guy.
sauce guy. So Subway, to me, wins. White Castle, I barely remember any of the times I was there because it was
was
3
gonna say-
a.m. and I was shit-faced.
And
I
you
was
had
gonna
a
say,
crave case, and you woke up and you had to poop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instantly.
White Castle, I think, is the only fast food restaurant that opens at like 9 at night and
Sure.
then
Yeah.
closes at 4 in the morning.
And we no longer deliver their bread, so fuck you, White
Yeah.
Castle.
Subway,
Subway's
Philly?
moving on.
Yeah.
Philly cheesesteak.
Papa John's versus Chipotle.
Chipotle.
I'm more of a pizza guy, but I'm going Papa John's.
Oh, their queso at frickin' Chipotle, though. Ooh.
I'm more of a pizza guy, too.
Oh.
And I do like Papa John's, but I'm going to go Chipotle on
Yeah.
this.
I like that they give you that pepper in the Papa John's box.
The peppercini.
Peppercini.
It comes in Serpinos, too.
Yeah. Those are weeks,
Sarpinos,
months,
though?
years old.
Sarpinos, that frickin'
Oh, yeah. Sarpinos is fire.
the chicken Santa Fe.
Arby's versus In-N-Out.
Arby's.
Arby's.
The big Montana with the curly fries and the cheddar
The
cup.
curly fries, bro. That's all you need.
No, Monsters, animal style
No.
on your burger.
Arby's.
You ever been there?
No.
That's why.
That's why.
Unbelievable. Twist
Take
Nation.
me one time.
Tell these idiots.
Take me one time.
Arby's or In-N-Out. I will take you.
We
We'll go
have the meats.
to- God. Steak and Shake. I'm going to give you some meat right across your
Steak and
forehead.
shake.
Versus Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin'.
Donuts.
Yeah.
I once had to eat a dozen Dunkin' Donuts.
This is
in
the
one city.
Midwest aspect here, people. So sorry, Steak and Shake. Next,
Boston Market versus Wendy's.
Wendy's. You're all about those redheads.
Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Any place you can get a triple cheeseburger. I'm
Oh,
a fan
the
of.
Baconator? Come on.
I don't like that they put a slash through this. Hardee's / Carl Jr.'s.
Yeah.
Same restaurant.
They're different.
They're affiliated.
No,
They're different. They're stepbrothers.
okay.
So we'll say Hardee's versus Chick-fil-A.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Hardee's.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, by far.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Fuck both of you.
Chick-fil-A.
Glad you guys rode together. I hope you get in an accident. after
We're going to
this.
the Handsome Hog after this.
We're all going out after.
Well, I'm driving separate. I might be the one that crashes into you.
I might ride with you.
Whataburger. Genius.
Brilliant.
Whataburger versus Domino's.
I've never been to Whataburger, but I'm going to pick them because I hate Domino's.
Sounds cool.
Whataburger.
I've had Whataburger.
Is it good?
It's pretty good.
Whataburger it is.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit?
What kind of burger? Whataburger?
Whataburger.
What do you get? Whataburger.
Long John Silver's
Trash.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
All day
Even though
long.
I hate it.
You don't get fast food seafood.
Yeah, exactly.
Never.
Never. All right, moving over. McDonald's versus Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
I'm going to go Dairy Queen, too.
Yeah.
DQ.
Yep.
Jack in the Box versus Checkers.
Checkers.
And let's just bring that over to the championship. DQ or Checkers?
DQ.
DQ
Yeah.
is going to the Final Four of the fast food bracket.
As it should.
Let's move down. Burger King versus Get Your Chicken from Popeyes.
Burger King.
The rodeo cheeseburger is just
Is that what you're going with?
something else. Yeah, I'm going
Okay.
with it. Sonic versus Pizza Hut.
Sonic.
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Damn.
Yep.
Meat lovers.
And let's pick a winner from that bracket. Burger King or Pizza Hut?
Pizza
Burger
Hut.
King.
Burger King.
Yes.
Boom.
Get that trashy ass pizza out of here.
Walk in.
Trashy ass.
So if you think McDonald's is better than Burger King, McDonald's didn't make it to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Moving on over. Sweet onion sauce versus Chipotle.
Subway.
Subway.
That fucker's gonna walk off with that shit.
Arby's or Dunkin'?
Arby's.
Arby's. They have the
Arby's.
meats.
Now, the meats versus the sauce.
Arby's.
Arby's.
Fuck you both.
They have the meats.
Says some fucking weirdo behind a mic.
Do you know who that guy is?
James Earl
That's
Jones.
the Bob.
No, it isn't.
No, that's the Bob's Burgers guy.
Oh, never seen that stupid show.
Bob's Burgers. You've never watched that show?
No.
Oh,
All right,
you love
Wendy's versus Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
it. Wendy's.
Chick-fil-A. You know why? Because they're not open on Sundays.
Yeah, day of rest.
Yep.
Sure.
Show some respect.
Whataburger versus Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
T-Bell, I guess.
Fuck. I was
Just
hoping.
trash.
I was hoping Whataburger just
That's
fucking
right. T-Bell won't walk.
ran with it. I'm taking TB over Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
No, Taco Bell.
Yep, it's walking.
Okay,
It's
when you
trash.
can get a taco shell that tastes like a Dorito.
Oh, classic.
No.
So here we go. The final four in the fast food bracket.
Ooh.
We have Dairy Queen, Burger King, Taco Bell, and Arby's. So to go to the championship, Dairy Queen versus Arby's.
Arby's.
Dairy Queen.
Just because you guys fucked me in sweet onion
I picked
sauce,
Dairy
I'm
Queen.
picking Dairy Queen.
Yeah, I picked it.
All right,
Yeah.
fine.
Fuck your meat.
DQ, baby.
DQ is in the finals. Who are they going to face? Either Burger King or Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Burger King.
Burger King.
Yeah, boy.
How's that taste, Greg?
So we got BQ versus BK versus DQ.
BQ versus DK.
There you go, Donkey Kong, baby. Let's go.
In the championship. For the championship of the fast food bracket, Dairy Queen or Burger King?
DQ.
Since it made it, you might as well go with the Blizzard. The old Butterfinger Blizzard.
I can't believe Dairy Queen won the fast.
DQ.
It's food,
walks
not.
off.
I know.
Wow.
And it's not
They're
really
grill and chill.
and it's not really that fast either. You have to wait forever to get
That's
your
why
Blizzard.
it's so good.
Wow. Didn't see that coming.
Charbroiled.
You heard it here first, Twist Nation. Dairy
Dairy
Queen
Queen.
is the fast food bracket.
Can you tell we're from Wisconsin and Minnesota?
Champion.
We picked DQ.
Fuck.
Run it. Beautiful bracket. I like that.
That was fun.
Now into the meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes of the
Meat
show.
and potatoes. Let's go.
Fucking twist topics.
Let's go. Wow. Fire it up. Question number one.
Question number one. Did Seattle, the Sea Chickens, give up too much for Jamal Adams? So they gave up safety, a third-round pick, a first-round pick, and a first-round next year.
Correct.
Correct. Greg.
Go ahead, Greg.
I think this is the first time I've seen a trade be perfect for both teams. On one hand, you have the Jets, who need more players. They need more picks, quality picks. You're asking a lot of their scouting staff because they're not going to be as much of a college football season. But, earn your money. And you have Seattle, who needs to play now, immediate type guy, show up for us. You already know that he's a good player. And in a season where you're not going to have as much film on your draft picks, they're willing to say, you know what? We don't care this much about the next year's draft. Give us a proven player.
I'm going to disagree. I feel like they did give up too much for a safety. Now, I understand as a Vikings fan, I love Harrison Smith, love Ant Harris, but I'm not going to give up multiple picks for a safety. So I feel like they did give up too much for that position.
I thought it was great. I agree with Greg. Number one, you don't give up that much for Harrison Smith because he's white and white people aren't athletic. Now Jamal Adams, you give up a lot for him because he's young and he's already one of the best safeties in the league. So you look at it like this. So how much are you going to have to give up to get into the top 5 of an NFL draft? You're going to have to give up 2 first-round picks and a third.
Yep.
Right. So
Boom.
that's what you package?
So that's what they gave up for Jamal Adams, who is a top 5 pick, and he's proven already. So it was absolutely the right deal. I'm surprised New York did it and didn't just say, "Fuck you, Jamal, you're staying here,"
and
whether
not
you like it or not.
Not to mention from the financial end of it, Seattle didn't have to sign him to a new contract, so they still have him for 2 more years on that rookie contract, which a lot of people don't realize how important that is.
And that's why they stated that we're not going to extend you right now. We're going to wait until after the season, see what happens with the cap, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So the next 2 years.
And they will.
Oh, of course they will.
Because they gave up the farm to get him.
Yeah.
And Pete Carroll in safeties and defense, and he's perfect fit for them.
Beautiful.
That was awesome. Twist topic number 2.
Oh, yeah.
Twist topic number 2.
It's a beautiful thing.
There it is. I love hearing myself. Thoughts on NFL players opting out?
I'm going to stand out of this one because it was my rant.
Well, so what's your thoughts?
It's horse shit.
Horse shit.
Yeah.
Greg.
It's ridiculous unless it is, because, we were talking about the 150 or the 350, so people can opt out for no reason, or 350,000 if you have like a medical condition, a direct medical condition. I'll make an exception with those guys. I mean, because there are players in the NFL right now who are cancer survivors. Well, those guys should be given the right, get your money, but anyone who's just finding stupid reasons to sit out, like, well, I came across someone 6 weeks ago and heard they might have asthma, so I'm going to sit out this season because I might run into them again. Bullshit. Play.
Yeah.
Correct.
But if you're a cancer survivor and you feel that your immune system's at risk, well, then sit out.
The one cancer survivor in the
NFL. That's what I'm saying. But they bring him up as an example. So I'm going to bring him up as an example.
But you say, for the people that are like, oh, I got a new baby at home, blah, 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 blah. I guarantee that your baby will appreciate you being able to set them up for life by you making millions of dollars.
If I'm your wife and you're opting out, you're not coming home.
Out of here.
Dante Hightower, you gave up how much? $8 million.
$8.3
million to get $150,000?
Correct.
His wife chopped his cock off.
Straight up razor blade.
100% chopped it off. Or if she didn't chop it off, she bit it off.
Correct.
During one of their encounters.
That just shows you he's got a side piece.
$8 million that
he's got
he
a
gave
side
up.
piece. He ain't going home to mom.
Oh, he's going to need that money if he's got a side piece.
Yeah,
because
believe
she's
it.
going to take it.
Ugh.
Unbelievable. All right, hit that numero tres.
Twist topic number 3.
Yeah.
The Packers made our topics. Aaron Rodgers foresees future split with the Packers. Where will he end up?
This is not opinion. I know what's going to happen.
Oh God, the Oracle.
He's going.
The Oracle.
He's going to Tampa Bay.
Yep. He's got 3 years left on his contract. 2 years where the team and him are both financially obligated to each other.
Oh my God.
Tom Brady will play 2 more years in Tampa. Tom Brady will walk away, retire, and they will trade Aaron Rodgers to Tampa Bay for a 3rd round with a conditional 2nd round pick tied to it. Yeah. And then Jordan will...
You heard it here from one of the owners of the Packers, Green Bay Greg.
It's not an opinion. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Yep. He's going to be in fucking purple.
He's coming over.
He's coming. We're doing it to you again. You ain't going to be able to send him to the Jets first.
And then we're going to freaking win a ring with your guy.
Yep.
Did you guys say that with Favre?
And then
if there wouldn't have been a freaking bounty gate, we might have.
Favre's best season ever was with the Vikings.
Isn't that sad that your guys' guy had his best season in purple and gold?
You mean it wasn't one of the 2 years that he went to the Super Bowl?
You know, he came out and said that he had more fun in purple than winning a Super Bowl in Green Bay.
Absolutely. You know why? Because he was like in his 40s. He was a grandpa, and he didn't want to go home to his grandkids.
He was flashing dick pics out there. And
here's the thing: you guys are never going to be. You guys are never going to be successful if you do all of your scouting in the Packers Lambeau Field dumpster.
You guys are trying to poach Everson Griffin.
He's a free agent.
Do you guys think Wrangler sponsored the dick pic?
Oh,
do you think
for sure.
Do you think he whipped it out of the Wrangler jeans?
You could see the zipper.
Oh yeah,
the zipper was right there.
Said Wrangler.
By the way,
dick pic brought to you by Wrangler jeans.
We got a spot for you, Ev.
Yeah.
Green and gold.
No, we.
Oh my God.
He's coming back here after Michael Pierce
opted out. Do you remember
out?
talking to Ev personally and how much he
hated you? He almost killed you with a handshake and a hug.
Knocked you out.
And then you know what he said?
Oh, I don't want to hear it. This is just all hearsay. This is hearsay now.
Yep.
We all saw it. He hates Green Bay.
Gabe, hit that for
Next.
music.
Me and Ev are tight.
Twist topic number 4.
Tight like a sleeper hold.
Take away. which he put you in.
Yeah.
Takeaways from the return of the NBA in the bubble.
The bubble.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what they did with the with the fans.
With Giannis. He enjoys what they did with Giannis.
If you watch the background, they have the home team has 300 fans that they have a Zoom meeting for. So when there's a big play, they're showing them get all excited. You know what? It takes a lot of creativity. It sucks that there's no fans there. It sucks that you got to do this in a bubble, but I think they're making the best of it. And I think the games are a lot more, interesting to watch because you feel like more a part of it.
Interesting.
You got a take on it, or are you just going to criticize mine?
I'm going to say that I like it simply because it's sports. And as long as sports is on, I could give a fuck if there's fans there or not.
Dynamite
take.
Yeah.
Dynamite take.
I'm staying with it. I'm dying on that hill.
I messaged Greg during the first night of basketball and said, NBA barely skipped a beat. Baseball unwatchable. It is.
Why did you send me that? Because I would have freaking posted.
It was on Twist, and you were sleeping.
Oh,
with your binky and your silky.
Yeah,
and your
I think you
shit's gotta happen, man. I gotta wake up. I gotta put the bread.
So
on the
it's
shelf.
weird. It's weird with the bubble, and once they get off the court, it's different. But the game's the same. It's once you flash in, it's all good. They still compete at a high level. Those first two games came down to the wire.
So what about baseball?
What?
Once they zoom
what
in,
about
you're
it?
good to go.
What I thought was funny last night, and you guys rip on my age, so I'll be a little self-deprecating. They announced that Brad Stevens, in his 7th year, is the 4th winningest all-time coach in Boston Celtics history, one of the cornerstones of the NBA.
Correct.
He's 6 months younger than me.
And I bet he doesn't dye his hair.
I don't dye my hair anymore. I'm not allowed to.
Anymore. That's what I'm talking about.
Your fiance won't let me.
I'm proud of you. I just wanted that to be said out of your mouth. You're not allowed to.
Hit it, Gabe.
Twist topic number 4.
Number 5. With COVID trouble in
Same
baseball already, do you think the NFL plays a full season?
No.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't see it. No.
I just think that people are becoming too paranoid about one or two cases, and I think that something's going to happen with one team, and it's going to shut down because there's just so much more contact.
Correct.
However, I do believe that this is all going to go away at the beginning of November.
Thank you. The easy answer is yes, it will, because COVID goes away November 4th. That's it for the Twist topics. Let's end the show with GBG's final thought. Greg, take it away.
All right. I've been living in Minnesota for 17 years, and most of the time, I have the opportunity to either watch or be in my car and listen to sports talk radio. Yesterday ended an era. Mike Golick was pushed aside on ESPN radio. Most of the years was with Mike Golick, Mike Greenberg, and then the last 3 years was with his kid, Junior, and Trey Wingo. And to be honest with you, it was sad because it's been in my life for half of my life. And yeah, not sad like I lost a family member or anything, but it is something.
Cried.
But it is something that was cool to see. I mean, watching Mike Golick's kids literally grow up, and that being a part of my sports portion of my life was actually really cool the way they did it. Because of Corona, they've been doing the show in his basement for the last 4 months. So his 3 kids and then the 2 in-laws and his wife were there. But just my whole final thought is, it's times like that where I just think about, that's been a cool part of my sports life. And, Golick, good luck to you, and I hope to see you on college football.
Awesome. Let's
Good
hit
for
that
you.
D McCash.
Peace out.
Thank you, Twist Nation. We'll see you next week for an all-new episode, episode 34, Kirby Puckett.
We talking sports with a twist, no script. Legends coming through on the guest list. TC, Minnesota, land of the lakes. Boo, Green Bay, that's all I gotta say. Yelling skull with the woes, we don't play. We get wild every single day. We got our flaws, but we love our saints. Twist Nation, going like our